What is up, everybody, and welcome yet to another wonderful week. It's Thursday, guys. It's Thursday. We are right there, right? Like, I mean, the playoffs, we got baseball starting pretty soon. So, good things are happening is what I'm going to say, right? Good things are happening to us. But welcome, everybody, to the Dad Hat Chronicle Sports Show. My name is Ed Rivera, also known as the Dad Hat. And with me, I got some of my good friends here. I'm going to start actually, this would be my left. So it's like where you're at right now. Patrick, what's going on? Talk to me, brother.
Good to be with you guys. Just getting home from a work meeting. I just popped in right before we went live. So
wow.
I know, right? So happy to be here, doing well. And hope everyone's doing well tonight. Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the chat, my friend. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming. All right. And then what are you wearing, my friend?
So I am wearing the Wicked Worms of Worcester. If you see the worm, and the W is supposed to be like dirt. So
okay.
I thought that was a pretzel.
And so I'm also wearing a Sea Dog shirt tonight. So a lot of Red Sox affiliates going on. Ironic when I'm a Blue Jays fan. But we support everyone in the minor leagues, right?
That's right.
Yeah. And tonight, a shock to everybody. Gatorade, please start sponsoring this show.
Right, exactly.
I'm not ashamed to ask.
Are you sure?
No, I have no shame.
None
Absolutely
whatsoever?
None at all.
I like it. All right, my friend. And okay, and then right below you, we're gonna go with our good friend. Where he is actually in parts unknown, man. Where are you, my friend?
I am 5 hours off the coast at this point from Charleston, headed southeast towards the Bahamas. Oh. And yep. So out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and you can feel every wave and every bump and everything. Our cabin is at the most forward point of deck 7. The bridge is directly above us. I could probably tap on it with a broomstick and wake up the guy driving. So Rhonda's a little bit woozy over here. She's resting. She may not chime in. She may actually fall asleep, but she's worn out. We're pooped today just from getting all situated.
Are you the first person to campaign at sea? Are you the first mayor to ever campaign at sea?
I mean,
maybe
this is good stuff here, man.
But I went with my my Marvel Fireflies hat, my
such a good hat,
Hawaiian shirt that they gave out at the beginning of the season this year, and I stopped by the Red Frog Pub on the Lido deck and got me a nice red ale.
Okay, I like it. Man. All right, and then last but not least, Mr. Influencer himself, Mr. Eric Prophet. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you, Ed.
All righty, so tell me what hat you're wearing, and what are we drinking tonight?
So, Patrick, I feel like we're left out not wearing our Hawaiian shirts tonight.
Did you get the memo? Because I know I didn't.
I definitely did not. Well, I knew both of them were wearing or had them, but I didn't know they were both wearing them tonight.
Oh, I told you I was going to be wearing them. I told you I was.
You saw mine this morning, so y'all knew I had it on.
So, yeah, I said
no
excuses. I said in honor of our good friend Mr. Mayor going on a cruise, I was going to be wearing my Hawaiian shirt. So I mean, at least I gave you more than 8 hours. So there's that.
Well, okay, so I'll show you here in a second what I'm drinking, and then I'll kind of do a little explanation here.
All right, go ahead.
So first of all, with the hat, so I'm wearing the Lexington Legends hat. It's green with blue mustache. The Lexington counterclockers are no longer in business, so
thank you, Jesus.
I don't know if it's finalized, but they're talking about bringing back the Legends. Hopefully this coming season. Everybody loved the kind of the name logo with the mustache and everything, so I got the Lexington Legends. I don't remember, maybe as our friend MILB fan club, John Southey, that was talking about a sale that maybe Charleston, the Dirty Birds had going on. This hat was like, I think $10 if I remember right. So had to hop on that. So got the Legends hat.
It's before you continue, it's funny because they're like, oh no, we're not going back to this. We're not going back. We're not going back. You know, and boom, look at you. You were able to take advantage of a wonderful cap, wonderful logo for $10.
Yep. For sure.
The public spoke.
Right, exactly. All right, but I'm sorry, I cut you off. So continue, my friend.
No, you're good. So this one, I feel like Donnie would like it. So it's called Vanilla Bean Buffalo Sweat. So,
Ooh.
so Tallgrass Brewing Company was originally based out of Manhattan, Kansas, where Kansas State University is. They stopped selling their beers. So Wichita's biggest brewery, Wichita Brewing Company, took over the exact same recipe, the exact same can and logos, and resurrected a lot of Tallgrass Brewing's beers and sell that now, still with the same name for Tallgrass Brewing. And then there was another one they did for Aeroplanes Brewery here in Wichita, took over them and still sell some of their beers, but it's
That's
oatmeal
cool.
cream stout brewed with vanilla beans. Now this one is the vanilla bean one. They have a regular one that's just buffalo sweat, but this one here is vanilla bean buffalo sweat.
I'd like that. That sounds
That's
delicious.
fantastic.
I just
That
love the
sounds
name.
awesome.
I love the name.
Yeah.
But I have my Let's Go Bucks, not the Buccaneers is in Tampa Bay, but the Pirates.
Yep.
So story about a Hawaiian shirt. So we were in Pittsburgh this past summer on Prophet Palooza Jr. And we had planned on, sorry, brother Joe, I apologize. I'll go get a cold glass here in a minute.
Stop drinking out of the can, will ya?
Is he my dad or my brother?
Both, as a matter of fact.
But so we were gonna go. They were doing a Hawaiian shirt giveaway at the Pirates game this past summer. We're gonna go to get that shirt. Unfortunately, my youngest was sick, so it put us late on getting on the road trying to get to Pittsburgh. And by the time we got there, all the giveaways for the Hawaiian shirt were out. So I did get a cool little koozie that says "Let's Go Bucks," but unfortunately, and I could be wearing it right now, but unfortunately, this bright yellow Hawaiian shirt, I didn't get a chance to get that since my little one was sick.
We'll picture the koozie as your Hawaiian shirt.
Right, just put it on your chest right here, and then just wear it. You know, it's okay. You know, I get it. All right, and as far as me today, guys, you know. In honor of my good friend being on a cruise, I am wearing my my Duran Bulls Hawaiian shirt. This thing is amazing. I gotta say, this thing is super soft. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be wearing this a lot more because it is super soft. Made by OT Sports, by the way. So nice and comfortable.
Nice.
And then my Rumberos de Daytona. You know, I had to. You know how to roll the R's, right? I had to roll the R. That's how we do it, right? Of course.
I can't do that, but I appreciate that you can.
You're welcome. Well, thank you. And then drinking some water tonight. You know, wanted to drink a
water
beer.
bottle was that?
Oh, wait. Is that a Dad Hat
Chronicle excuse me.
water bottle? And then I've already started putting stickers on it. Obviously, you know, as a.
So is that like a podcast that people can listen to somewhere? Or
It most certainly is.
Okay.
Dad Hat Chronicle's podcast. There's a show. Oh, and then this sports show right now that we are part of right there. So there you go. Donnie, I'll roll my R's for you. There he is. Zach was just telling you that.
I'm sure Zach can. Definitely.
Zach is really good with this
got
Spanish pronunciation. So
yes, he
you know,
is.
kudos to him.
Zach is a man of culture.
He most certainly is. He most certainly is.
And
all right.
And I like Phil's comment that they're just called shirts in Hawaii.
Pretty much, right? In Hawaii, they just call them shirts. But you know, we are as far east as we can go, right? You know, you and me, Donnie. Right. So we're just gonna call them Hawaiian shirts. And let's go with that. So, all right, guys. So let's get started here. We're going to start with a little bit of baseball first, right? The sports that all of us love. Let's get going with, you know, they've already released some of the names that are going to be eligible for 2025, right? You got some pretty big names on that list, and I don't know if you guys have seen those, but CC Sabathia is one of them, right? Ichiro, another one. So I mean, we got some heavy hitters now that are going to be part of this 2025 Hall of Fame. So what are you guys thinking on this one? Because I mean, that's pretty good.
Well, I mean, instantly Ichiro is first ballot to me. Out of that whole, just looking at that, boom, he's done.
Oh, 100%.
Outside of that, I mean, CeCe's up there. I don't know. I mean, Ichiro is the only shoe in my opinion, complete shoe in.
Okay.
I don't know how you guys feel. I think CC's up there. I think Felix Hernandez is pretty much up there. After that, I don't know. I think it's going to have to be a couple of guys from this year still, maybe.
So let me ask you, why not Sissy and CC? And do you think he goes in as a Yankee? Is my question to you, right? Like, I mean, does he go in as a Yankee or does he go in as a Cleveland Guardians / Indians?
I think he kind of has to go in as a Yankee at this point.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
He won his championship.
I was hoping for another debate between you two tonight, about Indians versus Yankees, like I was kind of hoping that the influencer and I could just sit back with our popcorn and just kind of sit back and watch this thing happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's that kind of person, that just wants to stir the pot and just sit back and eat his popcorn. What a jerk. Which, by the way, I just want you guys to know that my wife agrees with me when it comes to that rule, by the way, just putting it out there.
That doesn't help your argument in my case, but okay. It does help because I was right. But Zach says some payaso, which means clown, member of the BBWAA will make sure that Ichiro isn't unanimous just to make a point. Probably.
Zach, sí es verdad.
Oh my God. I'm just not gonna cry here, guys. This is getting...
if there's anybody that does that, they should instantly have their voting rights revoked.
100%.
Completely.
I mean, you're talking about he had a full career in Japan and then another full career in Major League Baseball. Come on now, that's just the guy deserves it, and he should retire as a Mariner. Well, he did retire as a Mariner, but like go in as a Mariner.
I mean, just his TikTok videos where he can hit 5 bats in a row from the mound or throw it in a trash can in the out. I mean, just those crazy little stunts that you see from Ichiro. I'm like, just that alone,
the dedication
is a winning thing for me. Oh, dude is just such a ball player.
He was,
and still doing it too. I mean, just for fun, he's still doing it.
Teaching kids too, right? Out in Japan and everything, the game, high schoolers and all that. So that just speaks volumes as a person who he is. So, okay. So, Patrick, talk to me about this one. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling about this one?
I agree with the mayor. I think that Ichiro is a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any question about that. I think CC's body of work, he's not gonna be like a 95%er to me, but I could see him getting in. But with the baseball writers, you just never know. His numbers don't wow me like some of them, but I mean, overall, CC had a really good career. But I guess the question is, you can have a good career, but is it a Hall of Fame career? And
is it a first ballot career?
Yeah.
I think eventually he gets in.
I think eventually he gets in too, but I think I'd have to go with the mayor on this one. I don't know that if he makes it first ballot, he shades it. Like I'm talking 75.2 or 76%.
Oh, you're like, but, yeah.
But I think that he, it might be another year or two before CC gets in. I feel the same about King Felix. I thought he had a really good start to his career, and he kind of was on that trajectory, but then injuries kind of played a part, and he wasn't quite the same pitcher in the latter half of his career that he was in the first part for me. So maybe I'm saying too high of a bar, but I think it needs to be a high bar. And for me, the only shoe in next year is Ichiro. Yeah. And I think maybe Billy Wagner's got a shot.
I was just going to ask you, does Billy Wagner finally get in?
I think he does. And it was really interesting. The writer from the Philadelphia Inquirer, I saw someone put up, maybe it was Zach. I don't remember who it was, but someone put up that I don't know if Zach did. I'm trying to remember who it was, but even though Billy Wagner was a Philly, the writer from the Philadelphia Inquirer did not vote for Billy Wagner to get into the Hall of Fame, which is interesting. So,
wow. I don't know why would you, again, this is the conversation that we've been having. This is not a ballot of popularity. This is of, your body of work in baseball.
And maybe that Philadelphia Inquirer person either A, truly didn't believe that he was a Hall of Fame caliber talent, or maybe he wasn't with the Inquirer when Billy Wagner was with the Phillies. I mean, so he doesn't have that. Maybe he doesn't have that. That personal feeling toward him, and to each their own. But it was really interesting to me that at any rate that in a city where he played, that one of the writers associated with their biggest newspaper didn't vote for him. Just thought that was interesting.
That was a shame.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, talk to me, my friend.
Yeah, obviously Ichiro should be in. My son has a funny story. So we were actually went to see the Arizona Diamondbacks play in 2016, and they were playing the Marlins, and he wanted to run the bases, so he would have been probably 6 or 7 at the time, maybe. And so he wanted to run the bases. Nowadays, he thinks he's too old for that. But
I want to run the bases.
Ichiro wasn't playing that game, but then came in to pinch hit. But because he wanted to run the bases, he was down kind of underneath, and so he didn't get to actually see him taking at bat. So he was kind of bummed about that. So I think, he definitely will be in. I know what Patrick was saying about Felix kind of late in his career, but I'd almost say him more so than CC. I mean, they're probably pretty close. And then another one that had a pretty good career, but that could possibly get in, and Dustin Pedroia, maybe. I don't know if he would or not. But then looking at some of these other guys that are eligible, like Troy Tulowitzki, I feel like he just played last year. I was like, how's he already been out long enough?
Right.
To earn, right?
Right. And then like Ian Kinsler and Russell Martin, like there's no shot that they're going to get in. But yeah, obviously Ichiro for sure. Maybe King Felix, CC, and possibly Pedroia. But other than that, I don't see anybody else on the list.
Right, because I was just looking, I was like, is Kinsler, Dustin Pedroia, Hanley Ramirez, Troy Tulowitzki.
Ben Zobrist won a World Series in back-to-back years with Kansas City and Chicago, but that doesn't mean that he did enough otherwise to get in. He was a good supporting member on those teams, but he's not.
Pedroia was a pretty consistent player. Do we think he's got any shot?
I think he does. I think he falls in that Scott Rowland category, maybe.
I was going to say Biggio.
Down the road.
Yeah. Huh? I was going to say a Biggio type as well.
Or Biggio, yeah.
Maybe in a couple of years. I just don't think he's going to get it. Yeah.
I think he's going to get in on one of those years through attrition where it's maybe slowed down on, a couple of hot picks. Yeah. And he kind of slides in there. It's like, okay, well, yeah, he's been waiting long enough. He really should be in there, and we'll just kind of put him in there.
Yeah, because then you like you said, Eric, you got Ben Zobrist, you got Curtis Granderson, Adam Jones, Brian McCann, Russell Martin are the ones that we haven't really talked about. I don't know if they're gonna, those are their careers are gonna be enough for them to make the Hall of Fame. So I love Granderson, but. Yeah, I don't mean to, but I don't think he's getting in. Yeah. But like Troy Tulowitzki, swear to God, that dude played like 2 years ago.
That's exactly what I'm like. How's he already eligible? Yeah, I feel like he did, but
yeah, it seems like just yesterday he was always injured for the Blue Jays. Man,
right? And then there was that thing. It was like when he was released, and then he was going to go between Cleveland and Texas, and this was like in that playoff series and all that. Yep. I remember all of that. I was like, there's no way this dude is still.
Russell Martin too.
True.
Like I remember when Russell Martin got overpaid to come to Toronto. So it's.
I think in my opinion, I think Ichiro gets in. I think CC gets in, and Felix gets in. Yeah. This year, they just like.
Yeah. Yeah, but I take the influencer's point about Felix as well. I mean, he was outstanding in that early part of his career before those injuries got to him. So I'm not trying to take away from that. I'm just wondering, like, do you take the overall body of work or what? Ooh,
Zach coming in hot, man. Dustin Pedroia is
He
not a
is.
Hall of Famer. Will get in because the name on the front of his jersey. Hot dog.
And he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not. No,
think
he's
from
not wrong. He's not wrong.
I think that my point about the attrition over a few seasons and then finally getting in is going to be entirely because that career with the Red Sox and because it was with Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how about this?
He
Does
was
Gary
part of
Sheffield?
he was part of that getting over the hump and winning that 04 and some of the other World Series too. So,
Do we think that Gary Sheffield has a chance with the Veterans Committee? Because isn't that where
I
he
sure
moves
hope so.
next year?
He barely didn't make it. So I think he does. I think he does get in with the veterans.
Well, I mean, to me, he fits in the same profile as a Fred McGriff in terms of like that, in terms of production and everything else. Now, I think Fred McGriff was a little bit more well-liked personally than Gary Sheffield was during his career. But again, we talked about this last show, right? It's not about a popularity contest in terms of how much were you liked on the field. I mean, Gary's numbers certainly would lend themselves to being comparable to Fred's. So I don't have the numbers next to me, but yeah. So I'm interested to see what happens with the Veterans Committee next year.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes, man. We really will see how this goes. I like this discussion. I mean, because obviously we're about to be at the beginning of pitchers and catchers showing up, spring training. So I mean, this is something that's going to come up. Somebody's going to ask the player about the whole committee, the selection committee, and this is going to stir some things up, which I am here for. Right? Yeah. I've been saying it. I'm all about chaos. So let's go because this gives us something to talk about.
Well, and then the other thing I was thinking about was, the fact that Joe Mauer got in this year, and that's no disrespect to Joe, but like if we'd had this question a year ago, I would have questioned whether he would have been a first ballot.
Right.
I mean, fantastic career. Don't get me wrong, but he would have been another one where I would have been like, is that a first ballot Hall of Famer or isn't it? And so,
true.
I don't know, just my opinion. I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that disagree with me, but hence he's in. But so when you talk about a Felix Hernandez and a CC Sabathia, how do they compare to like a Joe Mauer? Different positions, but as far as if you're comparing the apples to apples that you can, do they fit in the same? Are they in the same echelon as he is? Just something to consider.
Well, and as far as CC, he'll fit into the same thing that Zach said about Dustin. I mean, he's going to get the benefit of wearing the NY too, and playing in Yankee Stadium, and playing in New York, and in that market as a little bit of a bump over anything else statistically that you put on paper against somebody else.
Yeah. Eric, did anyone call you for recommendations? You're an influencer.
No, but you were talking about, people not, I think somebody, surely, does anybody disagree with you?
With me?
Well, yeah, because you said that, you got people that don't always or will always agree, but no, nobody's ever going to disagree with you.
I can't imagine anybody disagrees with Patrick.
Yeah, I was just going to say, are we any of us going to disagree with him?
Well, you're free to, because I'm wrong a lot of the time. So,
when it comes to NFL football, yeah, absolutely, we will disagree and let you know that you're gonna be wrong. I'm sorry, did I go there already?
Wow,
sorry.
Man,
we went and made that personal. You act like I'm the one that disagreed with you about the football penalty. I didn't take a position at all.
No, you know what it was? It was funny because you're like, I'm not gonna say a word because Donnie and Ed already taking care of this, so we're not gonna say a word about this.
I sat back with my popcorn, my imaginary popcorn.
I'm just eating.
Yeah,
I'm like, here goes Eric just stirring the pot.
Just sit back and
I stand by my comments.
And I'm gonna use the same comment that Zach says. I'll die on that hill. So let's go.
Same here.
Phil, I prefer to compare apples to zucchini.
But I love. I prefer to compare apples. I love that the fact that we do disagree on some things, correct? Because, and that's so, and as it should, right? As it should. It doesn't mean that we're gonna. I was like, you know what? I don't want to have him on the show anymore. He can get out. No, but it's good. No, it gives it for good discussion when it comes to the show. So I love it. I love it.
Well,
He
you
did
like
that
to
on
get up at
purpose.
5 a.m. and I'm not doing that. So
You're like, oh no. See, oh, you did it on purpose, didn't
Patrick
you,
did that
Patrick?
on purpose.
He did that on purpose.
Fireworks.
He
Yeah, I
did.
did.
He knows how
Creating
now.
fireworks. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, you got to just
There
do
it
the
is.
2 thumbs up, and
There
then
it
you'll get
is.
that. Yeah.
We tried it and it doesn't work.
Yeah, we tried. We were the other day. It's like, look, all the 3, like a 4. I was like, we're a bunch of idiots doing this, constantly.
He's the only one that can make it work.
I know, right? All right. So, all right, guys. Let's see what Phil had to say here. Just saw a basketball fly onto the stands and at LSU, and didn't even let the fan keep it. No, they don't let them. Football, they don't let the fan keep it unless it's a touchdown, or basketball. They're like, no, we need that basketball back, son. These are expensive.
Bill Self would have let him keep it.
Well, true story. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and let's move on to the NFL. Right, we are not a whole lot going on in the NFL world of the NFL. Right, no coaching changes, no surprises or anything like that. Right, this coaching carousel, guys. Let's start with the Chargers.
They hired a coach.
They did, apparently.
Okay.
You know who the happiest person about that hire is? Ryan Day at Ohio State.
oh yeah, that's what everybody said all day long today on Sports Talk.
So what you're saying is it made his day.
Oh, okay. There he goes again.
There it is.
He started with the dad jokes already.
Now here comes the fireworks.
Okay, so Harbaugh going to. I cannot.
Mine won't do it.
I can't. I want to do it now, but I can't. It won't let me do it. I don't know
See,
why.
the trick is you have to tell a dad joke, and then do the thumbs up.
How's that? I'll just do a thumbs up. No, nothing. Okay.
You're
all
gonna
right.
get the balloons.
I know. I have no idea. I think it's like when I do this,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have no idea. All right. So, but let's talk about Harbaugh
Yep.
going
That's
to,
a
and I
good
will
hire.
forever call them San Diego Chargers.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But what do you guys think? Was that the right move for him, for the Chargers, as far as leaving Michigan this right after winning the championship?
He's getting out before it gets bad. He's getting ahead of the storm and all the issues. I think he's tired of dealing with the NCAA and the Big Ten officials. And he got his championship ring. And I thought about this. He's been saying I even said it, I think, after he got that now he didn't have to sit at the kids' table anymore, because his dad had a championship ring, his brother had a Super Bowl ring. And I think John's probably like, yeah, just wait a minute. If I get 2 rings, you're back to the kids' table.
You're back. I'm going to kick you out of there. Right.
So, but we've known for years he's wanted to get back to the NFL. I think the only thing he wanted to do at Michigan was go there, stabilize the program, because I think he loves the program, and win a championship. And now that he got a championship, it's time to jump ship, turn it over, let Sherrod Moore, is it Sherrod Moore? Yeah. Take over and go do his unfinished business in the NFL. And he's got a team to start with. He's got holes to plug, but they're not that many.
Go ahead, Eric. I'll let you talk, and then I'll ask you guys another question here.
The Chargers aren't winning anything with Justin Herbert. First of all, also they're not even going to win the division because they still have Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. So, they're not going to. Sorry, Zach. They're not. It's not running through Los Angeles unless the Super Bowl is in Los Angeles next year. But yeah, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
Is it in Vegas?
It's not a one thing fix for Harbaugh at all.
No,
Vegas is this year at it's not at AT&T Stadium next year, is it? I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not impressed with the team that they have. I mean, Austin Eckler did absolutely nothing this year. I know, obviously, who their head coach was before he got let go, but
who was it, Patrick? Who is the head coach
of the Chargers? Brandon Staley.
But like Eckler didn't do much this year. Herbert, just everybody tries to say he's one of the better quarterbacks, but he just hasn't really proved anything at all. So, he'll probably make him better, but even then, he's still going to have to try to beat experienced Mahomes and Andy Reid, and I just don't really see that happening. Now, obviously, they could still get in as a wild card, but yeah, I still don't think that they're at a spot right now, because then they're going to have to still step up and beat the likes of Baltimore and Buffalo and some of them. So yeah, I don't see them. I mean, they'll be better, but
I got you.
Yeah, it'll just obviously he was successful at Michigan, but just obviously jumping into the NFL. Some have success, a lot of times others don't. So we'll see what he does with the Chargers, but I don't think they'll. Who knows? We'll see.
It's going to be a couple of years. I mean, it's going to be one of those things. I mean, he's obviously not going to turn it around in 1 year, but like I heard Daniel Jeremiah say this morning, he's going to bring a culture there that's going to be tougher cultured, more defensive minded, and he's going to make Justin Herbert not have to do as much as he's had to do. That none of his quarterbacks have ever done. I mean, he's basically Andrew Luck when he had him at Stanford was just, just like a machine, did what you had to do, the dreaded game manager. And that's what he's going to turn Herbert into. He's not going to have to throw for 5,000-6,000 yards for them to win. So I think
I was just going to say,
change it all.
Nor should he be throwing that much.
Right.
Yeah. Super Bowl 59 next year is New Orleans.
Ooh, I like it. I like that. Okay, so as far as San Diego, right? I keep doing it. That's been decided. They should just go back to San Diego for my sake alone. But Bill Belichick, we all thought that it was a shoo-in, right? Like, I mean, we thought that it was going to be Atlanta. That's where he wanted to go. That's where everybody's like, that's where he's going. That's where he's going to be. And then out of nowhere, Raheem Morris is being, selected as the coach of that team. So like something had to happen. Obviously, we don't know. We're not privy to this and that information, but let's just speculate for the sake of speculation here. What the hell happened?
Like, where did that come from? Because, I mean, he did two Belichick interviews, had a second one scheduled with Harbaugh, and a couple of the other names that were mentioned that had interviewed there were not Raheem Morris. So
that's what I'm saying. Like what just happened? You're muted there, buddy.
Oops.
Real good here. We're all professionals in this show.
I'm telling you, it's like I've been doing this for years. The Falcons really did interview a lot of people, a lot more than I think we realized. I mean, so did the Chargers too, though. I think the Chargers interviewed more people than anyone. And the only ones we hear about are the big time ones. But I'm happy for Raheem Morris, man. I mean, I feel like last year he got shortchanged with a chance at a couple jobs. He was like a finalist. I know he was a finalist for the Colts job, but he was a finalist for about 3 or 4 jobs, and
a bunch of jobs.
Yeah, and I felt like he deserves a second crack at it, kind of like Todd Bowles. And I think he can do a good job in Atlanta. In Atlanta, I think you have to be able to work with Rich McKay, and I think that might have been a
was that a survival?
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of Atlanta Falcons fans have been saying, is that one of the keys is that the brass is they're going to have to work with Rich McKay. Because I've said on this show before, Rich McKay has a lot of power, and a lot of people outside of Atlanta don't realize how much power he actually has within the Falcons organization. And
no, he did not mention it.
I did not.
He did it to himself.
He did.
I did.
He muted himself. I didn't do that.
I'm not going to
just takes you completely off the screen. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not Jedediah Sellers. Anyways, yeah. So congratulations.
Real professionals here. Real professionals. Someone is drinking and getting drunk already on the high seas. Look at them.
That was the ship shifting.
Yeah. That was the wave.
It did. I could feel it.
What do we yell? Overboard?
If y'all watch me every
Mayor-
once in a while, y'all see me rock back and forth, and that is not me moving. That's
That's Donnie
like right
drinking.
now.
That's he
Mayor,
blaming the
Mayor
boat.
overboard. Mayor overboard.
Right. Donnie blaming the boat for his, him being drunk. I'm all right, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
Man, I hope there's no dip in the polls.
Oh, we're
I
real
only had one
professionals here.
rum drink earlier. It had a lot of
Oh, I
rum in
saw
it, but still.
it hit hard. I had a rum drink, and I
And-
was not eating anything. It was just nothing but rum.
And can we give a shout out to Mrs. Mayor? Mrs. Mayor. I know
Just
she's
hanging
not on
out,
screen,
chilling.
but and she may be out, but shout out to Mrs. Mayor.
I love
Yeah.
it. No, yeah, she out.
Yeah.
Let her rest there.
Keep it
Sorry.
quiet.
Well, I'm a jerk. You didn't know I like when someone's tired, I just wake them out of their slumber. That's what I do. I'm a jerk.
She can't hear you.
No, because of the headphones. But let me ask you then, guys.
Oh yeah,
Where does Vrabel go now?
So what's left? Seattle,
In Washington.
Washington.
I think he goes to Seattle. I was actually
Yeah.
thinking the other day that he might be the kind of guy Dan Morgan would want to bring in. They'd have similar background a little bit. So I was shocked with our hire today too. But I think Vrabel going to Seattle might be the thing. I don't know what Washington's going to do, but I think it's going to be something like the Panthers did. Somebody you did not see coming.
Hey, your brother's right, Eric.
Yeah.
Uncle Jerry's keeping the clown show rolling.
So that, what he asked earlier is, does that mean he's going to be without a job? So, I mean, yeah, if there's only 2 spots left, does he sit out a year? Does he take Green Bay needs a defensive coordinator.
He's not going to be a defensive coordinator or OC. You know better than that.
But how many years does he have left? 4 or 5 maybe max?
He wants to get that record. He wants to get Shula's record. That's what he wants. That's all he wants. So he's gonna want to go somewhere where they're gonna give him 2-3 years, get that record, and then just sell into the sunset. Just like my Hawaiian shirt.
Well,
If he doesn't hit any of these jobs this year, which obviously it doesn't appear he's going to, I think he's basically in Vegas and he's putting half his money on red, which would be the Bills, and half his money on black, which would be the Cowboys. And one of those is going to hit next year.
What about if Philly doesn't turn it around?
Well, you're right. Philly could be that third one in that. Yeah, you're right.
Well, Howie Roseman is not someone he has kind of a short leash. I mean, he's not afraid to make a change. So
let me ask you,
Yeah.
why would he not be a fit in Washington though? Right? I mean,
I think he's a perfect coach to go to Washington. I've said all along that Washington would be the best fit for Belichick, and
right, because they need a quarterback, yes, but
yeah, but I mean, most of the other teams he was going to go to would need a quarterback, so that's not like
That's what I'm saying. It's like imagine because Russell Wilson is going to become available. The Broncos are going to try to get something from him. I don't think nobody's going to want to pay what the Broncos are going to ask for Russell Wilson, so they're probably going to have to let him go and pay out that contract, or work out a deal in which they're paying most of that contract, so that way the other team can take him. Right, so that could be a possibility. What's another free agent quarterback that's out there that's going to be available? Tannehill. Big whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill. So, did you guys hear? And I just saw this. I didn't realize it. Boomer Esiason, take that for what it's worth. Was saying that he thinks the Commanders will hire Ben Johnson to be the next Commanders head coach.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. That would be maybe why they're waiting, because they got to see what happens this weekend.
Yeah.
Because Ben Johnson's name was talked about in several of the openings, but nobody could talk to him.
Well, I mean, he can
interview now, but I think he can interview now. They had to get past the divisional round.
Yeah, and then there was a period where they could only do virtual interviews, and then they could do in person. And so, I mean, Ben Johnson's been mentioned. Is it Aaron Glenn? Is that the defensive coordinator for the Lions? Or Glenn?
So.
Yeah, whatever his first name is. They were 2 other names that were mentioned, and Bobby Slowick from the Texans, their offensive coordinator, has been mentioned for jobs. He actually interviewed for the Falcons opening. So,
I think he gets a head coaching job next year, depending on what comes open. If he doesn't grab the last couple of
I'll
spots
be honest with
here.
you. I'm just happy that Schwartz did not get an interview anywhere. He's a defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, because that means we get to keep him for one more year in Cleveland. So I'm okay with this.
Well, what is Cleveland going to do about their offensive coordinator spot?
Who they were trying to hire somebody. I know Deuce Staley was gonna he got hired as their running backs coach, I believe.
Mm-hmm. But am I right in saying you guys are looking for an offensive coordinator, or am I mistaken on that?
No, we are offensive coordinator.
Okay, because I heard about Tommy Rees, also from Alabama, right? Formerly of Alabama and Notre Dame, right? And Notre Dame.
I think the Alabama guy is the one that they're slotting in as their OC in Cleveland. So
that's who I was hearing.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking about.
The same.
Was he at Notre Dame?
Yeah, well, he was their quarterback. Was a really good quarterback, but then he was the offensive coordinator.
That's what I thought.
A few years prior to going to Alabama this past year. So yes,
he did pretty good there at Alabama.
And now Notre Dame just took LSU's offensive coordinator, and he's coming back to
Notre Dame. So we're Denbrock. So we're hopefully going to be set this next year, especially with the college playoff.
I like him. That's a great move for Notre Dame.
I was just going to say, interesting move, right? That he goes to LSU and is like, I don't know about this. I'm going to get out of here.
Well, now that Jaden Daniels is going to be gone, they're not going to have any established quarterback, and the offense isn't going to be as good. And he's a Notre Dame guy. He was there, so
I do like Nussmeier though.
Let me ask you this, and I know we're dipping into the NCAA football here.
Sorry, I know.
I'm totally okay with this, because I like it, because I've been noticing something interesting. Alabama's losing some big time players all of a sudden, and again, I'm going to say they're going to be accused of being biased here, but Ohio State is benefiting from this. They're getting some key players.
So is Iowa,
right?
Yeah, like Iowa got a blue chip lineman, that was
when they need offense. They don't need a lineman. They need offense.
Well, they need good. It never hurts to get a good player, right? But I mean, he originally committed to Iowa, and then changed his commitment to Alabama because of Saban. And then once Saban retired, he went in the portal and he went back to Iowa, where he was going to go originally. So, because he's from Iowa. So.
Interesting. I find this fascinating that all of a sudden you lose one coach. I mean, everything is still the same. Nothing has changed. Yeah, you're still getting your money. You're still getting, NIL deals and all that. But like, they're like, oh no, we're going to go ahead and jump ship. Harbaugh, he left Michigan. Hey, Ohio State, you guys got a place for me?
Yeah, right. Well, you're going to attach your name to an established coach. You're going to want someone. You're going to want someone who's been at a program for a little while, that's had a consistent run of success. Because right now, your name is your brand, right? I mean, in this new era that we're in, I mean, you got to protect your brand.
Yep.
So even if you like the new coach coming in, you're not going to. Some are going to take the chance of putting an aberration on their brand, because they want those NIL deals, and they want to put themselves in the best position.
And some of these players are going to be making more money that they would be making in the NFL, which is
for sure,
which is wild, right?
For sure, yeah.
And this is where Donnie is going to be like,
I was just about to say,
I don't like this.
I think about Donnie every time I see an NIL deal, and I was like, I wonder what Dabo and they'd have a show called Dabo and Donnie, where they go into about the
Dabo and the mayor.
Yeah, Dabo and the mayor, but. Well, you got to. I know he's the mayor, but just for the alliteration, we need to call it Dabo and Donnie. And
did you call it the double D's at that point?
Yeah, like
hey, listen, we're after 9 o'clock.
I don't know about that one now.
It's after 9 o'clock. I just said
that's not where I was going with this. We're a family.
That's where you were going. You're the one who said it, not me.
No, you said the phrase. All I said was alliteration. That's all I said. But and then I know Dabo's got an opinion on it, so a little dab of this,
the opinion on that, or an opinion on his TikToks that he makes that he shouldn't be doing. You guys
the portal is going to implode on itself in a few years. It's just going to take a few more years. It's going to implode on itself. The NIL is going to be different. And, we'll have a lot of homegrown talent sitting there ready to capitalize on all of it.
Clemson
I mean,
is just
you're
playing
seeing
the
that.
long
You're
game.
seeing now the start of the kind of stuff that's going to happen with all the transfer portal and the NIL. A coach leaves, and everybody jumps ship. Alabama loses people. Michigan gets lose people. They're going to Ohio State. What happens when Ohio State's not successful? They get rid of Ryan Day. Where are all those guys going to go? They're going to go to the next team that's available, and eventually, all that's going to just like blow up on itself. It's going to get restructured somehow. Some collective and organization or some collective of these teams is going to form and create some rules, and Dabo's just going to be sitting there like, told you.
Well, we'll see. I mean, and listen, I'm all for it. Obviously NIL, they need to make some changes to that just because it's going to be interesting of how that's going to work out. And Zach, I'm ready to see what happens when the IRS starts coming for their NIL. It's a true story.
Yeah.
The government's going to want their money somehow.
Yeah. Hey, it happened with NFTs. As soon as they learn the market with some of these things, I mean, they started doing it with cash apps and making your money off of Venmo and all those other things. So they'll figure out a way.
Oh, well, they're going to get their money.
Yeah,
they'll get their money. It's like, no, homie, we want. You're playing. You're getting paid. You're a union now. Let's go.
It's at the end of the day, it's all income.
Uncle Sam's gonna want that money.
NIL's the next cryptocurrency. It's just gonna.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was about to say they've been focused on crypto as well. So we'll see what happens.
Kind of like anyways. I'm not a smart person when it comes to all that stuff, so I'm not even.
Well, and I will say this too. The one thing about Dabo is the only people that are riding him hard and complaining about him are people outside of the fan base in the program. So. I'm sure there's some Clemson people that are saying the same thing, but all of this is coming from the media and all these other people that are like, this is the way of the world. Why are you not conforming? Well, because your way of the world is apocalyptic and we're not going that way.
Yes, sir.
My boy Flobo, what's up, baby? He's like, what's that? Is that Lex Legends? That's right.
Yes, sir.
A legend wearing a Legends hat.
He's influencing everybody to bring that name back.
I mean, listen, you know what?
I'm glad someone said it.
I should go get my Lexington Legends Dad Hat because I have the exact same color, exact same everything. Oh, in a 47.
I have one at home. I didn't bring it on the ship, or I'd put it on right now.
Quick, go back to land and get it.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you this. Right, you just turned out. They should. What's the counterclock? Absolutely, man. 100%.
If you have to explain it, it doesn't work.
Listen, I was so against that name when they released it. Didn't like the logo. Didn't like the name. None of it I didn't like.
Well, what was it previous? The Wild Health Genome? Or
no, that was their.
That was a second team.
That was their second team. That was their travel ball.
That was to balance out the schedule.
Yep. I have a hat out of there.
So do I.
I went ahead and bought it just because I knew they weren't going to last. I was like, that's just a temporary name, so let's go get it.
But how lucky is? I will say this: how lucky is Lexington that Temerity Baseball decided that baseball in Lexington was a worthwhile investment, which it is. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Lexington professional baseball in Lexington is great, but the fact that Temerity Baseball bought it, and Temerity Baseball has already done a phenomenal job with 2 other franchises. So. Including our friends in Kannapolis. So
great job. Yeah.
So it's I think I'm real excited for fans in Lexington because they have a great ownership that's coming in, and one of the owners is Temerity Baseball, but also the previous owner of the former Lexington Legends.
Before, so and then they changed the name, and now they're coming.
So
back.
He's part of the ownership group. So this is great news for Lexington, and I'm excited for February 15th when they're having like a new.
Yep.
They're having a big celebration. So
they're not so subtle celebration because everybody's like,
it's going to be a legendary day in Lexington.
Right.
Virgil, don't listen to that negativity. Wear that hat.
Wear it, baby.
Exactly.
Have a coworker that called it a Pringles head and have it worn since. Man, don't let them ruin your day, babe.
There's nothing wrong with Pringles either, Virgil.
I was just going to say Pringles are delicious.
Man, I love Pringles. Yeah, and Virgil, they just wish they were Virgil. So just
That's right.
just be you, my man.
Guys, before we continue, and then we're going to go into selecting our games for on Sunday. How many hats did you bring? I want to hear the official count, Donnie. How many hats did you bring for your trip?
I brought 12 trip.
12, you said?
Trip. Yeah, it's a 4-day trip. I have options.
That is amazing.
You went on a 4-day trip. You brought 12 hats.
There you go, 3 a day.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
He's gonna go get it. He's gonna go get it.
And by the way, I love how you and I are laughing, Ed, and then here's Eric laughing. Ha.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's expecting. Let's take a look, man. Look at him.
There we go. I see a Nashville hat, I think.
Patrick, see, it's easier for them to carry the dad hats than it is for us to carry the 5950s.
Oh man, that's the new one. Look at that thing.
I got that one. This was Johnny Bolin the other night. Last night, texting with Johnny Bolin. He's like, I hope that one's going to be in there. These are a couple of brewery hats. Lost Colony, their beer Tuesday night on the show.
I like it. Virgil agrees with you.
Chill.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner
in
hats.
the Bahamas. So yeah, a couple of brewery hats, and then nice carrier.
Oh, is that a Tampa Bay one right there? There it is,
yes.
Tampa.
Yeah, it is.
Miami Marlins.
Yep.
Oh, Daytona Tortugas. Yes, sir. Let's see. Oh, that's the Flamingos.
The Flamingos, Florence.
The new blue Florence Flamingos.
Dude, I'm still waiting for them to come up with the exploding whales. I'm still waiting. Whales. As soon as they come available, I'm going to get it. Oh,
Myrtle Beach Pelicans. Charlotte,
yeah.
Charlotte Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets, yep.
Oh, nice. Oh, I just did the video on this one.
The blowfish.
And of course, I've always got to have a Clemson hat with me.
Oh, yeah, I gotta have it.
Yes, sir.
Shannon, you're boring me with these comments. So
I take that back. It was actually 13 counting the one I wore on the ship. So I got 12 here plus the 13.
Well,
so a dirty dozen.
Even though you killed it, what you call rescuing, and I say even though you killed it, that's a really nice hat along with the other dad hats that you have.
Great rescue.
Yeah, this one's going to get rescued.
Doesn't need to. It's already been. It's already safe.
No, do it right here. Curved.
It's already safe.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do a video the next day or so when I wear that with what I brought to wear it with, and yeah.
Oh, man. George Falkowski about killed me today with that Redbirds hat that he did.
Because Eric is wearing his curved one as well.
It's
look
a
at
rescue at sea.
Ooh, okay, look at you with all the content. I am loving this. Yep. Absolutely loving this. All right, guys, let's get into it. We got a bunch of games to talk about.
I like Virgil's comment, by the way. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner hats. Not seeing a problem.
That's not seeing a problem. So Donnie, all those hats that you had, man, that is the virtual definition of getting your hats on sale.
True story. All right, guys, let's talk. Let's move on because all these dad jokes are killing me. All right, the first
that's
game.
That's for you, Shannon.
the first game is the Kansas City Chiefs going to visit the Baltimore Ravens, guys. This one is going to be an interesting. As of right now, as it stands right now by ESPN Bet, right? The spread is Baltimore favored by 4 points. Okay. And then the over-under is 44.5. Like, what are we thinking here on this one? This is an interesting one.
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, nobody wants to go first on this one.
Nope.
I'm gonna pick Eric on this one. Eric, talk to me, man.
So I'm trying to see. So it looks like there's 85% chance of rain. Now, obviously,
49 degrees.
That could change. For me, Baltimore is obviously playing really well. They played really well in the second half last week. Kansas City has its struggles, earlier in the season.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, they're still the team to beat. They're the champs. I think they go into Baltimore and they take care of business. Give me the Chiefs.
Wow. Okay. All right. Kansas City. Patrick.
He's working to get off that couch now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is. Oh man.
He can't even pick. Look at him. Guys, I'm going to give you my pick while he
We know,
decides.
go ahead,
what
because
to do.
we know you're not picking Baltimore. So just tell
I'm
us.
not picking Baltimore. So I'm going with Kansas City. Give me the Swifty Bowl. I'm going with Kansas City on this one. I have not picked Baltimore all year, so probably they will win. I'm going to go with Kansas City on this one.
So I feel like this turns into like a tale of two seasons, right? I mean, like it really doesn't. I mean, we talk about this in baseball. We talk about it in every sport.
Yep.
You can be one way in the regular season, and you can be another way in the in the postseason.
In the postseason,
I mean,
yeah.
in the playoffs. And the Chiefs have showed up. I mean, I've had my questions about them all season long. Pat Mahomes proved that he can win on the road, and he won in a harsh environment, and it's going to be a harsh environment in Baltimore. They're going to be loud. But Baltimore still has to prove it to me in the playoffs. I know they won last week and all that great stuff. But
is it more of them winning last week or more Buffalo losing the game?
Are you talking about the Chiefs and Bills?
Yeah. Because wasn't the Bills played Kansas City?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
so was it more of Kansas City winning it or more Buffalo losing that game last week?
I like the way he's switching this for content. Yeah. Listen, I've just got a feeling that that the Chiefs are going to take care of business this weekend. I'm going Chiefs over Ravens.
All right.
Oh, now you forced me into this.
I'm doing the Donnie road team thing,
I said I wasn't going to pick against a prophet again, especially Shannon. But I also can't let it be a clean sweep for the Chiefs.
Okay.
I mean, I can totally see Mahomes and those guys going in there and just willing themselves to win this game. And Baltimore and Lamar, I mean, they've had their moments where they've just fell flat on some games that they should not have fallen flat on.
Mm-hmm.
Against my better judgment, I'm going with the Ravens. So I think they're going to get it done at home. I think Harbaugh is determined to get this team to another Super Bowl. And I think Kansas City is going to try so hard. They're going to make a few mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's okay. You're naysayer. Okay. Well, then it works. So I'm staying with Baltimore.
So last week, Travis Kelce had 2 touchdowns. So I think he hadn't had a touchdown in like 7 or 8 weeks. So he's kind of getting back into it. They have the better run game. I don't trust Edwards or Justice Hill. Now that obviously they have Lamar running the ball, but it's just him.
Pacheco's been playing so well.
Pacheco has been lighting it up, though. I'll say that.
And obviously Mahomes proved that he's not worried about playing on the road. So that's why for me, that's why
he's also a different QB in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So when I was saying a game of like, it's 2 different seasons for me, playoffs versus regular season. I mean, as long as you get into the playoffs, that's all you have to do. I mean,
just get in and then they'll take care of the rest.
Just get in and then, I think it's almost an advantage to keep playing. I don't think the bye helps anybody. I mean, it took the Ravens a half to really get into the game. Now they played very well in the second half, but I mean, the Texans were right there with them, and the Texans didn't even play well in the first half, but it was tied at halftime.
Yeah.
So,
and then
Lamar Jackson started playing like Lamar Jackson can, but his record in the playoff is what's he now 3-4 in the playoffs or whatever it is. I mean, he's not exactly historically lit it up in the playoffs, but he showed up last weekend.
Who needs this win more?
The
Kansas
Ravens,
City
Baltimore.
or Baltimore? Yeah, right.
The Ravens.
The Ravens need this because they have not done anything.
Well, there's expectations on them now. Like, it's. I mean,
they were the best team all year.
I mean, they have, and they and now they're now that they were the number 1 seed. Lamar Jackson still has to prove he can win a Super Bowl. I mean, they gave him all that money, and now he's got to prove that he's worth it. I mean, and really, you're at the end of the day, you're judged by the number of championships you have. I mean, that's ultimately how you're. That's ultimately how you're judged. I mean,
yeah, I think this comes down to Kansas City again. With my picking Baltimore, I think Kansas City covers because I think this is going to be about a 1 or 2 point game. I mean, it's a 4-point spread, 3-point home advantage, so it's technically a 1 point game, and that's what it's going to come down to. It might even come down to
the end
Baltimore having to hit a 58-yard field goal or something stupid like that to win it.
Not that I don't have the kicker to do it.
Well, and that's the thing. They have the kicker that can do it. So that's why I say it could come down to that.
And I think Bucker's percentage is better this year. I don't know if he's missed maybe 2, if that. So I think his percentage this season is better than Tucker's.
Bucker's had a great season.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes. All right, boys. Well, then let's move on to the other game where the Detroit Lions, right? The great story of the year so far for the NFL, heading over to San Francisco. San Francisco is a full touchdown favorite on this one. And then the over-under on this one is actually 51.5, higher than the Kansas City and the Ravens game, which I think it was interesting. So, hey, listen, if any other reporters are going to ask, it's going to be 69 degrees in San Francisco. So I think they'll be all right.
Harsh weather.
Yeah,
it did rain there last week though. So
it did.
Down.
Yeah. Why did I get a thumbs down?
What'd you do to get the thumbs down? You're sitting there
dad jokes,
bad dad jokes that you keep giving us. It was like, thank you, StreamYard. All right, boys. You know what? I'll start with you.
You were doing that.
I'll start with you. Thumbs down. Talk to me on this one.
Well, I think the Dan Campbell train. Thank you, Shannon.
Look at him.
Yes.
Like, Jesus, why?
Yeah. I think the Dan Campbell train is going to keep rolling on through, and it's terminating in Vegas. I really like the Lions. They're going to have to play really, really well to win. And obviously I'm not going to be surprised at all if the 49ers end up winning this, but I think the Packers last week really, really, accentuated some of the problems that, some of the weaknesses that for the 49ers do have. So, I don't know. I really like I'm a little worried about Detroit's defense at times, but I like what Jared Goff has been doing. I mean, they've got, Laporta being hurt concerns me a little bit, but
they got Zach Ertz now. Maybe
yeah,
we're good.
But still, I'd have Laporta.
100%.
Yeah, I mean those draft picks that the Lions have made. Like they've had such a good draft class this year with Gibbs and Laporta, and just a lot of good players. And so, but I'm going to stick with the Lions. That may be a personal pick because I want to see them make the Super Bowl, and I love to see the underdog. So give me the Lions over the 49ers.
Okay. All right, Donnie.
Yeah, I'm with Patrick. I think
road team.
Yeah, road team. And same thing Eric said. Green Bay exposed some things. San Francisco's been solid this year, but Debo's banged up. He's probably going to try to play, but I don't know that he's going to be very effective if he does. And if he takes a couple of hits to that shoulder, he's not going to last long. I think Dan Campbell's got this team on a mission right now. So
I'm not laughing
Lions,
at you. I'm laughing at
this
dude just doing the thumbs up and thumbs down on this just so he can get that. Exactly.
I wish mine would do it. I'm like really disappointed I'm not getting any of that.
I'm not getting any of it.
I think
but yeah.
Nothing.
There you go.
Just
give me
the
Lions. Give me the Lions. I think they're going to win. What was the spread on this one, by the way?
51.
No, the spread was, you said 7?
Oh, seven.
Seven.
See, I think the 49ers have had too big a spread the last couple of weeks, and I don't know why that was such a big spread. It was like 9 last week and 7 this week. Yeah, I think Detroit's
Respect the Lions.
Yep. Let's go Lions.
You know, Detroit Lions are 6-3 away, and 49ers are 5-3. So I mean, this is a pretty evenly matched game. You know, this is kind of both of actually even the Chiefs are 6-2 away, and Baltimore is 6-3 at home. So I mean, this is all these two games are going to be interesting. All right, Eric, what's up? Talk to me, man.
So we should be talking right now how Green Bay is getting ready to go into Ford Field and beat the Lions, but I don't like the 49ers. The Lions sometimes have some issues, like you said, with their defense. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown can have a big game. And then obviously with Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield, obviously you got Christian McCaffrey, but like I said, he scored 2 touchdowns against Green Bay, but I felt like it wasn't anything that he was just overpowering them. Oh, goodness, this is a tough one. I don't want to see San Francisco in the Super Bowl, and I don't really care for the Lions because they're in the NFC North, but I want a new team in, so give me the Lions.
We're all going the Donnie Wise road treatment.
Yeah. Yep. I had Detroit already. I wrote every time I write it down, I already written mine down. So I went with Detroit. Detroit that's a good storyline, right? Listen,
that's my sentimental pick.
Yeah, I think that, listen, Brock Purdy has been pretty decent in the playoffs. He has not been good like he was during the regular season. I think he's going to get a big payday at the end of the season. I just don't know, right, if it's going to be enough, right? Like you said, it's like, McCaffrey scores some touchdown, but like one of them was like they were already at the goal line, already there. Debo, how much is he going to play if he plays though? Right? So yes, San Francisco's defense is really good, but what we keep discounting, a lot of people keep discounting is Jared Goff. The dude has been playing lights out all year. Now, he has not said anything. He has not said one word about it. He's just like, hey, we're going to go in. This is a team sport. St. Brown has been playing amazing. I'm going to go with Detroit just because, like you said, Dan Campbell got this team like, they're laser focused on their ultimate goal, and I believe them.
Yeah, they just as a whole unit, from the management down to the team, I feel like everyone's on the same page. And when you've got that cooking, I mean, a lot of times that's not the case. I mean, you've got, even if we don't hear about it, there's dysfunction somewhere, but it really feels like you see the people from up top coming down to the locker room, and everyone's there celebrating. It's like they all know that they're working together, and I think they're all pulling in the same direction, and you don't always get that. So for whatever that's worth, go Lions.
There you go. All right, so it's a clean sweep there, so we're probably going to lose this pick. All right, so because there's only 2 games left, right?
And I'm the only one that picked Baltimore, so if Baltimore wins and 49ers win, I win.
You do
100%. Yeah, no matter what, you win by just just sheer luck,
and you win nothing.
Yeah, congratulations. Lynn gets a hat.
Lynn gets a hat. Yep, Lynn gets a hat.
Here.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because there's only 2 games, right? I'm going to give you guys the option of picking one of the 2. Okay, whether you can pick the over under, or who will score the game, who was scoring the game first, which team is going to score first. So you guys are going to have your choice. Patrick, you already went first. So did Eric. So I'm going to go with Donnie. Donnie, you get your pick on this one. Do you want to go with a team that's going to score first, or the over under? And I'll give you the over under if you want to think about it.
I'll go with the over under.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, score first is going to really be dependent on who wins the toss and stuff. So
true. Okay, so the over under with Kansas City and Baltimore, that is 44.5. Okay, and then the over under with Detroit, That one, Detroit and San Francisco, that is 51.5.
I don't know if that's something that they're going to get to there. I'm gonna take the over in the Kansas City Baltimore game. I think that's a little low right there.
Smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to go with the over on that one.
I'm gonna do the over on the Kansas City Baltimore.
All right.
I
Eric,
think 40, whatever you said, 44 or something. That's low.
44.5.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
For those two quarterbacks, I agree with you on that.
All right, Eric. Are you going to go with who scores first or the leftover over under?
Give me I think 51.5 is too high for these teams. Give me the under San Francisco, Detroit. It's going to be like 28-23.
Okay. So you're going to go with the under.
Yep.
Okay.
And what was the
All right.
over under again? 51
and a half. 51 and a
Okay,
half.
so your score is a half point below what the okay.
Yeah, it's still under.
I thought you were going to go much lower than half a point when you said that.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I'm doing the
You know,
math. I'm like, wait a minute.
Listen, winning's winning, whether you win by an inch or a mile. Okay, Toretto
true.
said it. Fast and Furious. All right. Okay, Patrick. You know what? This is what's left. Who scores first on either the Chiefs, or Ravens, or Lions 49ers?
You hate me for putting me in a position of who scores first. That's a coin toss.
Hey,
Hey,
it's a coin toss too on the over under.
there's a little bit more to it than that, but let's see. Ravens Chiefs. I'm going to take Ravens scoring first.
So Ravens, you pick the Ravens
To score first.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Detroit San Francisco game. And I think that Dan Campbell is going to want the ball right away.
Mhm.
Detroit scores first on that game.
By what? How many points?
Ooh.
I don't know. I'm just curious.
I say a
I
touchdown.
think they put a touchdown up first.
I think they put a TD on that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I could see
Yep.
Baltimore scoring first being a field goal. Well,
Yeah,
I see
for
Kansas
sure.
City or Baltimore
Yeah,
being a
same
field goal to
thing
start
with them. Like
Yeah.
they start so slow all the
They do.
time.
Well, I didn't say they were going to score a touchdown to start. I was
No.
gonna say,
I
No,
only
no.
asked
No,
you
I'm
who
just
scores.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
I'm
just a
with you.
discussion at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I think they would start with a field goal, which is classic Baltimore. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it looks so promising, and then it's like,
He's
oh,
right.
yeah. It's like 3 points, which ends up being a win for a visiting defense.
They get
And I-
all the way down to like the 10-yard line and get a
and I
penalty.
think
And they
that
have to
gives the Chiefs, and with that Chiefs defense anyway. I mean, they're a good defense, and so I think that gives them some confidence. And then Pat Mahomes, that's he's like, okay, challenge accepted, and he goes out and does Pat Mahomes things.
He wants to know who scores the first touchdown. What player scores the first touchdown? So then we can put money on first touchdown via DraftKings. Hey, DraftKings, you should host the Dad Hat Chronicle Sports Show.
I like
along
it.
with Gatorade.
Yeah, and we all know that it's going to be Kadarius Toney, right?
I'll buy.
Is it a 50-yarder?
I'll buy the mayor a hat if Kadarius Toney scores the first touchdown in this game.
Whoa, there you heard it. It's on
You
the
heard
record.
it here first, guys.
Shannon's like, why you do this?
I doubt he's even active.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's probably not gonna
He's
play.
probably
That's
not
why I did that.
active.
Watch, we'll get the
it's
notifications
coming
tomorrow. Kadarius Toney active for Sunday's
Yeah.
game.
I was going to say it's becoming a weekly tradition for us, isn't it? Like someone up in the chat always says, "And Kadarius Toney's inactive."
Right.
Well, no, who was? I'm trying to remember here.
I'd go for that, Phil. That'd be perfect halftime show.
What he say? Oh
If
yeah,
Detroit
For the
wins,
halftime
then
show,
the Super Bowl
Detroit
halftime
wins.
show needs to be Kiss, Ted Nugent, or Bob Seger.
Yeah.
And
Well, I don't know if you remember seeing Marquez Valdez-Scantling have past weekend. So hey, it could happen if
it
Tony
could.
plays.
Somebody's already like, good job saving money there, buddy.
Because she knows that Tony's not playing, or if he does, he's not scoring a touchdown. He'll play and have 3 touchdowns in the game.
Watch it. Yeah, exactly. And watch him. He had like an actual 50-yarder on this one, and we're not even talking about it.
Listen, he might be involved in a touchdown, but it's going to be with his hands. He dropped, he has it in his hands and it falls out, and then it's a pick six, and they take it all the way back, and it's
he's gonna do.
Touchdown.
You know how like they have like the receivers have their hands like this. He's gonna be like this. No,
didn't Shannon just say you're a thumbs up to in her book, and then you're just saying Kadarius Toney dropped into a pick six?
I mean, but it's not wrong.
But I said the Chiefs would win.
She'd have to admit that.
Hey, listen, you're already
causing a pick six.
You already
is
said
probably
you get to sleep in your own bed tonight, so you shouldn't be pushing your luck.
Yeah, dude, shut it, bro. Like,
yeah,
Eric, shut up, dude.
Yeah, you're an influencer, but even influencers have limits. I mean, come on. It's like, man.
He goes into this show like he's a landscaper, and he just keeps digging holes all day long.
Yeah, he got a new shovel for Christmas from somebody. I don't know what it is. We're seeing how that thing can dig.
Oh man, Eric is on the road this week, man. Guys, all right, let's talk about because we're here already 15 minutes past 10 o'clock. We're always going over, so there's a reason on so many. All right, guys. Patrick, I'll start with you. What else you got going on this week as far as the MILB had history?
Well, this week we have we dropped yesterday an episode on the Lancaster Barnstormers of the Atlantic League, the defending champions, the two-time the back-to-back defending champions of the Atlantic League. So I hope there's only a few hats in this episode, but in this installment, but a little bit of history to share with you guys too. So go check it out. Hope you like it, and as always, I really appreciate all the support.
There you go. All right. I'm gonna go with Eric on this one. We'll leave the mayor for last.
So we got yesterday dropped on the Earn Fund Average. Johnny and I talked to E. Ethelbert Miller. He's a literary activist and has written 3 poetry books about baseball. Really good chat and conversation. If you haven't listened to it yet, hop in there and check out that episode.
Haven't had the chance yet, so it's on the list for the workout tomorrow morning.
Really good conversation with him.
Yeah, it's on my morning list as well.
Yep, there you go. All right, Donnie, what's up? Talk to me.
Lots of drinking, lots of food buffets, lots of sun. I mean,
and saving.
The rest of my weekend is at sea and in the Bahamas. So
rescuing a hat from a fat brim, right? Flat brim.
Yeah, we got to do an island rescue. I may save that for Saturday and actually do that on the island out there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see.
There you go. I love it.
What did the hat do to you?
Yeah, it be flat. That's what it did.
It came in
like
shipped
this.
flat,
like this.
Ugh, gross. All right, and then as far as Dad Hat Chronicles, obviously, this week was Sam Jackson. So you guys already know that. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel so you guys are always in the know. New videos. Today I dropped an interesting hat. This was different for me. It was not a baseball team. It's not a football team. You guys should check it out. I'm trying to get Life is Good.
When's the Wheel of Dad hats coming back?
Dude, I already dropped one this morning.
Wait, is there one on your YouTube channel?
There is already, man.
Wow.
Listen,
Okay. Good.
I got called out by my own daughter. Okay. She goes like, Daddy, when are we doing a Dad Hat video? So I'm like, let's go. Let's do it.
People want to know.
So that one went up. So it was a cool one. I enjoyed that one a lot.
She pronounced it pretty well.
Oh yeah, she's getting there. We're working on the R's.
I love that she swiped your Checkers hat for the school the other day too.
She did. That's right. That Checkers hat that you sent me. She was like, Daddy, I want to wear this hat to school too. And I'm like, you know what, kid? Yep. Donnie will be very proud. So do it.
And I'm not going to say who it is, but I really like the winner of this week's Wheel of Dad hats. But you have to go find out for yourself who it is.
It was a good one. That one was a good one. And she said it and everything. So I actually had to go in and make sure that I took this hat out of the wheel because I put it on the wheel and then come to find out I actually own the hat. So I was like, well, no, can't have 2 of those. So took it out and then put some new ones. I'm trying to get all of the Copa brands, right? Some of the teams don't have any Copas.
Yep.
So we're working on that one yet. No, art isn't appropriate until 7, so don't worry too much. I'm not. That kid is just too smart. She's too smart for her own good, to be honest with you.
Kindergarten teacher talking there.
Shannon knows.
Yeah,
Shannon knows.
So she came in late, so I don't think she heard the opening where we're talking about the 2 guys wearing their Hawaiian shirts. Shannon, how come I'm not wearing a Pittsburgh Pirates Hawaiian shirt?
Oh, see,
We're not going to do
digging.
anything.
He keeps
Yeah, he
digging
does.
that hole.
Do you see my name, though?
Donnie,
Look at my name.
Donnie, over the weekend, see if you see a random body out at
just saw
sea.
that.
No, I said, see if you see a random body out at sea. It might be Prophet.
Exactly.
If you see a Legends hat, then you know it's him.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
going down with that Legends hat.
You might see an earn fund average merch next to it. Here lies an average person.
Right. All right, guys. We'll
Your
see you
float's an
guys on
average person.
Tuesday. Hopefully, a lot of cool stuff's happening. A lot of chaos happens during the weekend when it comes to sports. And then you could drive too. He's
Oh man.
Tell your kid not to be sick.
wow, damn.
Everyone,
Hi,
Lynn
Lynn.
Smith is here.
Hi,
No
Lynn.
matter what, guys. No matter what.
Lynn gets a hat.
Lynn gets a hat.
Gets a hat. There it is.
Lynn gets a hat.
There you love it, guys. All right, guys. We will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a wonderful weekend and always support the minor leagues, guys. Bye.
Chips ahoy.
See ya.